Now, most of you know this, but more than 30% of the world's oil flows through this U-shaped water thingy, and that U stands for because it's been fucking everything up for, you know, the 99% of the general population who don't own any oil companies. Anything from filling up your riced out infinity to getting a plane ticket to enable that white boy summer, you
about to be a white boy summer,
or even eating food. Or even acquiring some drip, you know, some Louboutins, you know what I mean, now that the sun's out.
You're trying to violate, man. Pulled me over. Step on my Louboutins. Can you see these Louboutins?
Or dropping a bag on some Benadryl for your gay fever now that, you know, you're going into summer now, you know. Everything's got so much more expensive, which you've noticed, haven't you? Well, this is all because Trump and Netanyahu's very recent retarded attempt at a regime change in Iran, with a new Ayatollah that has so much more public support than even his dad, and is much more religiously extremist, probably because of the US and Israel killing his dad, his son, his wife, his sister, his grandchild, his niece, his nephew, his son-in-law, his daughter-in-law, understandably taken, you know, some extremist retaliation methods against the West. And no, I'm not talking about Iran striking 15 countries with their Shahad drones, which has caused so much more casualties. I'm talking about hitting it where it hurts the most. The only thing America, Israel, and the UK cares about: money. You get me? Money. You know, not bombing 150 innocent teenage girls with a Tomahawk missile. I'll be sleeping just fine. But wait, you're telling me oil hit $120 a barrel? Fuck my life. How can I sleep? You know, I might just throw myself off the One World Trade Center. Fuck my fucking life, bro. Or I might throw myself off the US Bank Tower in LA, which Larry Silverstein just bought alongside California's mayor, claiming Iranian terrorists may or may not drone strike the West Coast with the exact same drones that the US just started producing with Lockheed Martin, whose stock is absolutely skyrocketing. So while we pay for the price of war, you know, the 0.01% of the population that own Lockheed stock or oil company stock or AI company stock like Palantir, they win, bro. Fuck my fucking chud life, bro. Fuck my fucking chud existence.
Yeah,
you know how
right.
fucked up and how made up this Strait of Hormuz oil crisis is? What?
Yeah,
you might
right.
remember how Trump bartered with Saudi Arabia for $1 trillion investment. They are basically gonna invest $1 trillion into the US for no reason at all.
right.
No reason whatsoever. Amazing deal. Honestly, let's go, bro. What if I told you it was too good to be true, and that America's half of the deal was to sacrifice their men and start an unwinnable war against Iran that would only significantly benefit Saudi Arabia / investors due to the fact that half of the West oil has moved from the Strait of Hormuz to the Suez Canal because of the Iran war. And when newly developed Saudi port suddenly starts getting used to load up all of this oil on Western tankers at a massive wartime last-minute premium price. Or how about Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, that set all of this into plan a couple of years ago and may or may have not personally received $2 billion from Saudi's sovereign wealth fund around this time? Interesting. I bet there is no new evidence, you know, that came out or anything, you know, about Saudi / Israeli / American world scale, you know, secret cooperation that came out on the, you know, new Epstein files. The only disadvantage for these billionaires like Jared Kushner is that their puppet leader Trump, that they control inside and out, is losing popularity and motion significantly. Now, Trump's supporter base is made up of poor people, and surprise, surprise, poor people don't like paying $8 million for a tank of gas. Now, it isn't a problem for Trump. He's going to pass away soon anyways, and he's accepted he won't even be getting into heaven.
You talked a couple of weeks ago, you were doing an interview, and you talked about how you hope to end the war in Ukraine because it might help you get into heaven. How does this help? Does this help?
I mean, you know, I'm being a little cute. I don't think there's anything gonna get me in heaven. Okay, I really don't. I think I'm not maybe heaven bound. I may be in heaven right now as we fly in Air Force One. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to make heaven. But I've made life a lot better for a lot of people.
He doesn't give a shit about legacy, but is a massive problem to all of his investors and backers and puppet masters who usually have a suspicious preference to a white and blue colored flag. Now, these backers want MAGA, or should I say MIG, you know, to retain the presidency forever. Peter Thiel clearly wants J.D. Vance to be President Vance at some point. He clearly, you know, needs his multi-millions of dollars worth of investments back someday. Now, Iran can't be, you know, a 2026 one-off. Like, we need patented technology to be utilized in Israeli-American warfare for all of eternity, son. Which is only possible if pro-war or pro-Israeli Republicans like Trump retain their popularity. Which leads me on to Trump's recent PR scramble, or his recent statements, specifically like these two tweets I really liked from him. Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards, or you will be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. President Donald J. Trump. What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean? Praise be to Allah. Bro, am I reading that shit fucking right? Fucking praise be to Allah, but there's no way he just fucking said that and what he just said in the same fucking sentence. So this is the other one I really liked from Trump. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have a complete and total regime change, where different, smarter and less radicalized minds prevail, honestly, I don't know what he's on about. Okay, bro, whatever you say. Maybe something revolutionary, wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. Will end with death, just like you just said at the beginning, right? God bless the people of Iran, or the great people of Iran. Now, he didn't say Allah this time. I'm assuming he got a lot of backlash for the Allah shout out last time, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm very rarely stunned and shocked. I'm stunned and shocked this time. Definitely.